Welcome to story time. My name is Zephyr, and let me tell you something clearly. I'm the unluckiest person in the world. I'm not joking. The day I was born, the power went out at the hospital. On my first birthday, my cake fell to the floor. When I got my first bike, I swerved to avoid a cat and crashed straight into a wall. The first girl I ever loved. She ended up dating my best friend. Before we go any further, let me introduce you to the two characters living inside my head, Lucky and Unlucky. Greetings, friends, and luck. You're incredibly lucky to be watching this story right now. Let's keep it short. Unlucky chimes in. People want reality, not fairy tales. Zephyr's already unlucky enough. Anyway, back to my story. That morning, I got out of bed with determination. Today, I will be lucky, I whispered to myself. My shirt was perfect, my tie, spot on. I reached for my pants and then heard a strange noise. I reached around slowly. Yep, a huge tear in the back. Right then, my mom barged into the room. What happened to those pants? Your backside is showing. Mom, where are my other pants? I cried. I sent them to the dry cleaner yesterday. Wear something else. So I wore the only thing I could find, super tight leggings. My classmates couldn't stop laughing. Bro, those look like ballerina pants. I wanted to disappear. Things only got worse. The teacher announced a surprise oral exam and randomly picked someone. All the way in the back stand-up. Of course, she meant me. I wasn't even talking. I stood up and froze. My brain blanked. Not a single word came out. After class, my friends Jackson and Riven were still laughing. Bro, you were born unlucky, they joked. I snapped, blaming them, and in a burst of anger, I accidentally slapped Jason, the most dangerous kid in school. We ran for our lives. Later that day, still stressed, Jackson suggested visiting a fortune teller. She's weird, but people say she helps. Desperate, I agreed. Her place was small and smelled like incense. She knew our names before we said a word. Creepy. She asked Jackson and Riven to wait outside. I believe I'm cursed, I confessed. Bad luck follows me like a shadow. The fortune teller narrowed her eyes. Catch a black cat. And feed it a big steak. What? I mean, how do you even catch a cat? But I tried. I searched everywhere. I got scratched. I fell into a trash can, but I finally caught one. I gave it a steak, and it ate it calmly before running off. The next morning, I felt hopeful. Maybe the curse was lifted. Then, while brushing my teeth, my phone slipped out of my hand straight into the toilet. Back at the fortune teller's place, I told her what happened. She examined her crystal ball. Your phone carries a bad luck spell, she said. You need to pay again for the next step. I hesitated, but gave her the money. She said, tomorrow morning, walk backwards for 100 steps and make a wish, but don't look back. So I did it. Yes, I walked backwards through the streets. People laughed, filmed me, but I didn't care. I made my wish. That day, nothing bad happened. I felt amazing, but just as I celebrated, something hit me. Then another, bird droppings. A flock above me had chosen me for target practice. Frustrated, I ran to the fortune teller's place only to see her being arrested. What's going on? I asked. She's a fraud, the officer said. She scams people with hope. But she knew our names, I stammered. She watches you on cameras before you enter, he replied. I had been tricked. I returned home angry, broke, and still unlucky. But then something strange happened. The next day went smoothly. So did the next. My teacher praised me. I wasn't teased. Nothing spilled on me. That entire week passed without incident. I felt free. On Friday, as I was walking with Jackson and Riven, I shouted, I did it. I'm finally lucky. Wait, red light. Jackson called out, but I kept running straight into the road. A car hit me. I woke up in a hospital bed. My friends were there. So was a well-dressed man. You ran out while the light was red. I almost hit you, he said. I'm so sorry, I whispered. The man smiled, relieved. Luckily, you're fine, but please take this. He handed me a check. Jackson leaned in. Bro? That's the richest businessman in town. With shaking hands, I read the check $1 million. I jumped up in bed, screaming with joy. But as I danced, a gust of wind blew the check from my hand. It flew out the window. I screamed and ran after it. Will I catch it? Or will bad luck strike again? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to my channel Storytime and give a like to show support. See you all in the next video.